Hi, I'm Chef Desi, and today we're going to be making bruschetta. Let's go. The first thing we are going to do is we are going to mince our garlic. This is a whole garlic clove. We are going to only use 2 of them. And to get that out of here, we are going to just break into it. To use these 2, we're going to take the rest, set it aside, throw these papers away. I know in like the other videos, like the tuna salad, we opened these with a can, but today we don't have that here. So I'm going to use my mixing spoon and kind of just maybe. There we go. Push them. And peel off this paper. To mince, you can do this a couple ways. So one is you're going to grab the back part of this, like watch your fingers, and kind of just slice into it like this. And then turn it, and then the more and smaller you mince your garlic, the more flavor you're going to have. So kind of try to get it pretty small and minced well. You're going to gather it up with the back of your knife here. Be very careful. The next step, we are going to dice our tomatoes. We are going to take one side and slice off a little bit, so you have a flat surface so it doesn't roll around. And then we are going to cut out off the core here, and then cut them into little slices. You're going to take a couple of those little slices and you're going to stack them on top of each other. Cut them into like little sticks lengthwise. And then you're going to turn your tomato. Cut these little tomato wedges into squares. And continue with the rest of your slices. The next thing you're going to want to do is clean up your space and get to mix in your tomato mixture. The next thing we're going to want to do after our tomatoes are diced, we are going to want to go over to the stove and cook up our garlic. Now that we're at the stove, we are going to want to turn it on to medium-low heat, not too high. Here. Now that that's on, you're going to want to let it heat up for just a couple minutes, not too long. Then you're going to pour your oil in the pan away from you. Stir that around a bit, let it warm up for a second. Alright, and then we're going to pour in our garlic. Listen to that. You can kind of use your finger to get that out of there. Be careful. Over the stove. Grab our oven mitt as our helper hand. We're going to swirl this around a bit. You want it that golden brown color? Once it's that color, you are going to set your spatula aside, turn off your heat, and then remove from the heat and let it cool for a minute. All right. Now that our garlic is cool, you're going to want to pour it into the tomatoes here. And where your oven mitt, be careful. You can ask an adult to do this. The pan might still be hot, but you've kind of let it cool, so I think it'll be all right. But always have an adult to help you out. You're going to pour it in. Careful with your metal spoon here on this. And then we're going to mix up that garlic and oil. Make sure you put the oil in there. You want that, it's going to help with the marinade. Now, the next step you're going to want to do is going to want to cover it and then put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes or so. We're going to marinate it, and that's going to help bring all the flavors together and make it extra delicious. while that tomato mixture is marinating in the fridge, we are going to cut our bread. This is a baguette, and it is a traditional French bread. And we're cutting this at a diagonal. The bread is gonna look like this. And then you're gonna have more surface area to put that delicious mixture on there. You're gonna wanna make them a fairly even thickness so they'll cook evenly. Now once we have that bread on the pan, kinda get it even, you're going to want to take a couple tablespoons of olive oil and brush both sides of the bread with it. So I'm going to use this basting brush, but I'm going to show you another way with a spoon just in case you don't have that. So the brush, you just kind of want to dip it in there and this oil is going to act like our butter did with our grilled cheese and help it brown. And like I said, if you don't have the brush, you can use a spoon, kind of grab a little bit, and then just like drizzle it on very gently so you get an even coating. So now that we have those all nice and olive oiled, we are going to take them to the oven. We are taking these to our oven here. I'm gonna set them on top. Make sure your oven's off if you do this, please. Just going to open here. Put them in on the middle rack. Close the oven and set your timer for about 10 minutes, but you're gonna wanna keep an eye on them. And if they are getting too dark on the top, you can always take them out and flip them over, but ask an adult to help you with that. Let's see, ooh, looks good. Oh, okay. Right, we're gonna pull them out of the oven here. Be very careful, this is hot. You can set them up here for a second to close your oven. Turn it off. Grab these and be careful, make sure no one's around. Set it on your counter with your pot holder there. And then we're gonna wait for those to cool off about 5 minutes or so. And now that we have our bread cooled and our tomatoes marinated, we are going to spoon this mixture onto the bread. You can put as little or as much as you'd like on there. And if it looks like it's kind of separated in the bowl, you can kind of mix it up so you get all the ingredients onto your bread. Now that we have these beautifully plated, we're gonna try one. Delicious.